Hello everyone, welcome to the Messy Desk. So today I have a very long overdue unboxing. So this is the Drillog pen by Xion, and the package came like half a year or more ago, like last year maybe. So let's get to the unboxing. Okay, so this is what we have inside. So I backed this Drillog pen last year on Kickstarter, and they actually have a new Kickstarter campaign right now, and that's when I decided to actually look at what I got previously. So what I got is the pen as well as nib and some accessories. So this is the lapis lazuli blue pen holder, the barrel, what I don't know what you call that. That's a lot of packaging. Oh, this is a very nice box, and here we have it. Okay, this is quite a slim pen holder, nib holder. It's definitely slimmer than what I expected. There's a very nice laser engraving of the brand name here. I'm not sure if you can see. There we go, Drillog. It's just a nib holder here. This is a writing block. I guess it's a freebie because I don't remember getting this. It says present for you here. So that's a nice touch. We'll use that later. And these are this is the color puddle. This is the Drillog 0.8. And this is the pen rest. Okay, pamphlet, more pamphlets, and here we have it. So it's in a nice protective rubber tubing thing, and this is the nib. I got the 0.8 one. They also had a 0.5 in their previous campaign, and in their latest campaign they have a 1.2 mm nib width. So it's nicely also laser engraved here, 0.8, and let's fit it onto the pen. This is nice. Okay, let's look at the other two accessories. The pen rest. Oh, there we go. It's a very solid piece of metal. It's slight blemishes in the finish, but otherwise looks very nice. The rest of the piece is actually very nicely polished and shiny, and again with their brand name Drillog here. So you can rest the pen on like this. And finally they have the color puddle, which is, I'll say that actually Drillog stuff is not cheap, but they're all very solid and the workmanship is great, looks wonderful. And they say that they purposely specially treated this metal so that it holds the ink in each of the puddle, and you can even turn it around without the ink spilling. So we'll test that out. And this is the color puddle. You can hold how many? 7 inks in here while you draw. And oh, they even give a tiny little pipette. Oh, this is cute. Tiny little pipette to fill up your ink puddle. So let me get some ink and we'll test out the Drillog. Okay, so maybe let's open the writing pad first. This paper block is made of Sun Silky COC. I have no idea what that stands for, but it's a high quality writing paper, and this is a postcard sized. It's a nice and thick paper. It's pretty smooth. Otherwise, nothing too special about this block. There's no doesn't come with a holder or anything, just a paper pad stuck together with a thicker cardboard backing. Nothing too special about this. Okay, so here I have two inks. One is the Caran d'Ache Divine Pink. Love it a lot. I'm halfway through my first bottle. I did buy some extra bottles when it was on sale previously. I have it constantly in one of my pens. Loving how the color looks and how wet the ink is. Not sure how it will work with the Drillog, but we'll see. And the other ink I have is the Tasai Sabi Midori. So this is a new ink that I bought maybe last month or something, and it has a nice color changing property. So we'll see how that works with the Drillog as well as this paper pad. So here's the ink. Okay, I found a problem with this tiny little pipette. It would be nice if this part was longer so you could get to like the bottom of the ink bottle. And so that the ink doesn't quickly end up in the bulb, and that makes it harder to clean. Of course, when it's so tiny, you get more portability and all that, but just my thoughts. Okay, so we have Sabi Midori and Caran d'Ache Divine Pink inked up here in the ink puddle. Let's test and see how well the hydrophilic properties of the ink puddle is. Let's turn it all the way around. Oh! Okay, it was fine until I gave it a shake. And to be fair, the Sabi Midori did not come out, so it could also be due to the ink properties. But if you just invert it upside down, I can even put it here, I think, and you can see that there's no ink spillage. This is pretty darn amazing. Let's try the Drillog now. So, am I meant to put more ink in the ink puddle? Because this runs out quite fast. I guess the ink puddle, they intend for you to draw and quickly change colors, so this is actually a good thing. But if you are just writing with a single color, this is very shallow, so obviously you're not going to get ink all the way up here with where they have all these fancy diagonal ink channels. So if you're just writing like a letter or something and you're using one color or just doodling with one color, then you'll probably just dip into the ink bottle. That would be better. But this is more for like quick drawings and changing multiple colors. Like, I could just wipe this off and then dip into the next color. And then quickly wipe that off and change colors again. So the fascinating thing about the Sabi Midori is that it writes blue, but it turns into a yellowish green kind of tone once it dries. So that's very interesting. When you're writing, you look at the color change when you're writing like your letter or journaling. So that's why I got that ink. And as for the Drillog, I don't know what to say about it. It's very interesting, and it's it's made of steel, so it's not like a glass pen where you're worried about it breaking. It's not super smooth, but it's not rough either. Feels like writing with maybe like a pencil. If you're the kind of person who doesn't like those out of control, super buttery smooth kind of pens, then this is great. But it really depends on what you're looking for. Overall, I'll say this is a very interesting concept. I love the look of the pen. It is pretty heavy. I mean, it's solid aluminum. This is a very interesting pen, very solid. It's not cheap. I paid a good pretty penny for this pen, not sponsored, not affiliated. And I do like the finish, the quality, and the workmanship. They are a specialized CNC machining company who decided to start making dip pens for some reason, and it shows because the quality is really good. The workmanship is beautiful. I don't see a single bit of blemish in this full aluminium pen barrel. And the one I have here is the longer one, and I think it's a perfect length for me. It definitely feels very different writing with this compared to writing with a fountain pen, because it's basically more like a dip pen, and it's metal, so it's a very hard tip, so you're obviously not going to get any bounce when writing with this. It feels quite a thin nib to me. I don't know, usually with fountain pens we don't go by exact measurements, so this 0.8 mm actually feels like a Japanese medium or Western fine nib. I'm going to dip the whole pen in here and see if maybe we could get a thicker line with more ink. So, okay, you have the whole nib and ink. Maybe just a bit too much. It's dripping there. Oh, I definitely like this a lot more. It just feels more lubricated when it's wetter and there's more ink. And now it's really laying down a thick and juicy line. Oh, this is awesome. So I'm just going to keep writing, and we'll see how long I could write with my very long handwriting. I'll just see how long I can write and how many pages we can fill up. Okay, so it's not that it doesn't hold that much ink actually compared to a real fountain pen feed, like in the Serenity Pens hybrid dip pen / fountain pen feed thing that I did in a previous video. Link up there, check it out if you want to see that. So this, well, I guess no matter what, all these channels is not like a proper ink feed where with all the fins that hold way more ink. This holds, you can write a good like 6-7 lines maybe with it before it starts running a bit dry. It's still pretty impressive, and I think pretty much on par with like your typical glass nib pens, with the only difference being that this will not break. It's pretty solid. It is very heavy though. There's a nice heft to it, so the pen will definitely write on with its own weight like this. But if you don't like heavy and hefty pens, then this is definitely not for you. I personally don't like my pens to be too heavy, but I can imagine this being alright for like drawings. You have more control with a heavy pen, and typically I don't use dip pens for such long sessions currently. Overall, very impressed, very happy with it. I wish it was not so expensive, but it's good quality workmanship and materials, and I can see myself using this for many years to come. It can last you a lifetime essentially. So is it worth the money? I think so. Depends on what you're looking for. I do think that this 0.8 mm width is just right for me. Backing their new campaign and getting a 1.2 mm nib. Looking at this, I think the 0.5 would definitely be too tiny for my liking. So glad that they came out with a thicker option. Still on the fence about whether I would get a new barrel. This barrel, downside is that it's kind of skinny, and I tend to kind of hold my pens a bit closer to the tip, so I had to resist the urge to be holding directly on the tip itself and get my hands all wet with ink. So I saw in their new campaign they have like, you could buy pen barrels where there's like a different section up in front, so that would kind of stop your hand from moving all the way to the front. It's like those glass tip pens with like a bulb in the front, so where you can hold easily, that kind of design. So might go for that. We'll see. It is very pricey. I've not made a decision yet, but there's still a couple of days left in their campaign. Hopefully the campaign hasn't ended by the time this video is up. And yeah, I think I'll just end this video here and have some more fun with my new Drillog. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.